This lesson on the Highwayman occurs in week 4 of the second 9 weeks. By this point in the 9 weeks, students have been introduced to mood. They're determining mood through music. After this analysis, they have moved on to working on writing commentary on suspense with the first betrayal. They have begun reading The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, where they are annotating for how the author creates suspense, which helps to characterize Jekyll and Hyde. They also have completed an extensive lesson on creating suspense in fiction and nonfiction. And so now we're ready to go a little deeper with that in our analysis of the poem The Highwayman. In the original format of the lesson, we'll take a look at this PDF here. It has the about the lesson, which every lesson begins with. So you have some background information. You have the listing of the materials and resources. As you can see, you need a copy of the poem. There's a video for the song that has the poem set to music by Lorena McKennitt. You also have a video by Fleetwood Mac of a song called Everywhere, which was inspired by The Highwayman. And students will need some paper. You have some teaching suggestions of how to implement this lesson. And it goes through all of the activities. You can see the culmination. Students are going to write an AEC paragraph analyzing how the poet creates suspense in the poem. And then they will watch the video of Fleetwood Mac's song Everywhere and contrast the poem with the video. So this is a very engaging lesson students enjoy. Now for our purposes, we have done a digital version of this lesson. So you have the Google Doc posted in Canvas. So if you look at this lesson, we'll preview it. You'll just click through the lesson. We have the reminder of the definition of suspense. This is our focus for the 9 weeks, so reminding them again. And we're looking at how suspense is created in movies and created in writing as well, building that background knowledge. Now, for a full view of the poem, you can click on this link here if you want to see it in its entirety. And you can go to the Poetry Foundation and view it. You can see it is a lengthy narrative poem. So you have that available to you. And you can simply go back to the Google slide. We have our objectives listed here. And then first we begin with this song. Beginning with this song is a great way to scaffold. We have that embedded within the 9 weeks as well as this lesson. So we have the Lorena McKennitt version. The students will listen to it and think about how it makes them feel and what aspects of the music help to create that feeling. So if you'll just click in here in editing mode and type your answers in here. Then you'll have that and you can return to the lesson. And then you're ready to look at the poem and how the author creates suspense within the poem. Now we're going to annotate and we'll be using the highlighting features in the Google slide. So you have your key here. Now the good news is that this is a lengthy poem, but we're going to work together to do this. So you're only going to have to annotate one of the stanzas of the poem. And then you'll share your annotation into a shared collaborative Google slide. And that's linked here. So once you finish with your annotation of your stanza, you'll simply go to this collaborative slide and then copy and paste in your annotation. So you'll just simply click and then paste there. So very easy. And you can see you have an example completed for you. You can see we have the first stanza completely highlighted with our annotation, and we have our notes added down in the speaker notes. And so that's exactly what we're asking you to do with your assigned stanza. So again, you have all of the stanzas here within this slideshow. So you'll simply choose your stanza. So if you're assigned, say, stanza 2, you have it here. And so you'll just do your highlighting. and then add your speaker notes here. Just like in stanza 1, we have our highlighting and then our explanations down here at the bottom. Now, the great thing about that is students will be able to use their annotation. So this is what will help them to find their textual evidence, and then their notes that they've added will help them to write their commentary. Now, remember this morning we talked about Marzano's element 6, chunking content for students and also processing content. And so here we have chunked this poem, and it helps students to process it. As we talked about this morning, if you chunk it, they will chew. If you don't, they will choke. And so this is one of those cases where we want to chunk it so that they can chew and get the full meat of the lesson. So do your annotation, please, and then copy and paste that into our collaborative slide, and then come back here after the poem to this slideshow and take a look at the writing prompt. This is what your students will encounter. We wanted you to see that prompt. And you don't have to actually write the paragraph today, but we do ask that you write an assertion. So if you will just come in and delete this text here in this text box, and then just write your assertion there. And that's all you have to do. As always, if you have any questions, just reach out to me or Katie, and we'll be happy to help.